What's the deal, y'all? This is Isaiah Fowler, the founder of SWAV Eyewear and SWAV Agency, man. And we have a good episode today. I wanted to switch up the aesthetic a little bit. We getting ready to move pretty soon, so I just wanted to start practicing like this, right? But we talking about today, in today's episode, is what do we do when things get slow? This is something that nobody talks about, right? All we hear about is people winning on the internet. But there's this other side of like really, being an entrepreneur and, knowing how to navigate. And so I feel like this is great because last month in January, a lot of people were hitting me up like, yo, is it slow? You know what I'm saying? Is it slow for you? What are you seeing? Et cetera, et cetera. And so, I wanted to make this video to be able to share some insight with you and let you know some of the things that you could and or should be doing if it's slow in business, right? So before we do that, I dropped this, right? This is my direct-to-consumer playbook. This is an all-in-one direct-to-consumer playbook. If you go get this right now, you have a product-based business, you go get this right now. This is going to help you strategize. It's called Strategize with a Vision, because without strategy, you are not going to have any direction. Strategy helps you with direction, right? So in this workbook, it's a lot of different strategies, right? And a lot of different ways of thinking. Really, that's the biggest thing, right? Strategy is about learning how to think. Once you know how to think, you're good, right? But the biggest thing is you got to take time to sit down and strategize. So we're talking about your front end, your back end, of course. We're talking about like customer retention is a really big one. Your content and kind of how you want to do your content, small things to think about, how to create the consistency in your business via marketing and content, right? Your team, the type of infrastructure you need. We just got a lot of good stuff in here, right? So no matter if you're making $1 million a year, if you're making $500 a year, if you're making $50,000 a year, go grab the workbook at swavcircle.com, right? Come join the circle. So you have a product-based business. Last month was January, and it was kind of slow. So number one, I want you to understand this. I don't care how much money you're making, your business is gonna have a cycle. Number one. So this isn't even just about January. This is about any time of the year, right? Anytime you're facing adversity. Your business has cycles and trends. So it's up to you to know the cycles and the trends of your business. Because if you do, then you can plan differently and plan accordingly. So let's say last month, me personally, in December and in January and a little bit of November, I was really planting a lot of seeds for the new year anyway, right? For 2022, our new collections dropping, getting all that in order, designing some new stuff and things like that. So in January, I wasn't really tripping because the holidays had just finished. Anytime, even if you were to do a sale right now in your business, you would have an uptick in sales, and then what would happen? You would have a drop in sales. That's just the cycle of, consumer behavior. So after the holidays, it's like obvious that there's going to be a drop in revenue, especially depending on what your product is. If you have a product that is not a consumable, that people don't need every 20 days, every 30 days, then that drop may be bigger, right? And it also depends on the seasonality of your business as well. So let's say things are going slow in your business. Some things that you can and or should be doing is, number one, your overall strategy. When it's slow, it's a great time to take a day, take a day or take 2 days to sit down and strategize, to think, to map out, to look at how your business is operating. A lot of times when things are going slow, people just start to get freaked out. They start to panic. They start to worry. They get anxiety because their only focus and their only metric of success in business is money, and that's it. And that cannot be what it is. I have a saying, I have a phrase, I have a philosophy, I have an ideology, and I say, don't be so focused on growth and growing your company Be more focused on preparing yourself for the growth. Because if you prepare yourself for the growth, when the growth comes, you'll already be ready for that growth. So this is like, you want to operate on a higher level than what you are. I see it quite frequently. I'll do an intensive with someone and they'll make, money. They'll make a couple $100,000. They'll make $90,000. They'll make, $250,000. But when we look at their back end, they weren't ready for that $250,000. So what usually happens is they end up having a downward trend until we can get everything situated and then we can go back up. So when I say prepare for the growth, that's what I mean. Prepare for the growth, right? Set up your back end, set up your strategy, know what the vision of your company is. These are all things that you need to be doing, right? If it's slow right now, maybe it's time to go assess your P&L. If you don't have a P&L, that means you don't have a CPA. Get a CPA. When it's slow in business, that's a sign for you to go focus on other things that are going to still, have a benefit to the business. I understand that we have to make money in business, right? But at the end of the day, your slow is not just $0. Your slow could be $15,000 and you're used to, making $40,000 or $35,000, right? And it just depends. It's all relative. But when you focus on the strategy, you're going to go into your momentum on the upward trend. You're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to feel clear. A lot of times, business is about clarity, organization, and planning. These are three main things. And of course, strategy. But strategy and clarity, they kind of go hand in hand. So if it is a slow time in your business, let's look at the email marketing. Let's look at the SMS marketing. Let's look at the platforms. Let's look at our expenses. Let's look back at what content was performing well. Let's look at our ad strategy. Let's look at our contractors that we're paying. Let's look at everything. Let's look at our team. Let's look at our infrastructure. Let's look at the future. Let's look at things that we may need in 5 years from now, in 5 months from now, or 5 years from now. Let's look at our product development process and cycle and system. Let's look at these things. And let's dive into a few of these things and ask ourselves, what will we need to do to have a successful brand in the next 3 to 5 years from now? The real key and the real goal is to be setting yourself up 5 years from now rather than 5 weeks from now. If you can master living above focusing on money, you will be wildly wealthy. You'll be wildly wealthy. Because the thing about it is, yes, business, you're in business to make money, but a mature business person understands that there's cycles and they don't get worried. They don't stress out when things are up and down. Because here's the thing, it's just like the stock market. You can be down, but be higher than you could be at a historical high, even though it's a down month. You have to understand the game you're really playing. So if you're playing a long-term game, you're going to be more relaxed. You're going to be more patient. But if you're playing a short-term game, you're going to be like, where's my money? Where's my money? Where's my money? Where's the sales? Where's the sales? Where's the sales? But by you only focusing on the sales, you're negating and ignoring the infrastructure of your company, things that you can be focusing on. There's always something to focus on in your business that's going to make your business stronger. It could make your operation stronger. It could make your branding stronger, right? Don't only put the focus and the emphasis on money and revenue and that's it. Because my philosophy is revenue is a byproduct of what happens within the business. I look at business as a pulley system. If you do this, this affects the ALV like this. If you do this, the ALV will drop, but the LTV will increase. If you do this, we'll get the CAC down and this will happen, right? It's all a pulley system. And you just have to know what to pull to make this drop and make that go up. So, but if you don't know your own pulley system, then you don't know your business because you're only focused on one part of the whole system, which is revenue. And we can't focus on just revenue. We got to focus on the whole picture. That's what real CEOs do. That's what founders do, right? So you got to ask yourself, am I really focused? Am I really committed to the long term, or do I just want to make some money? I'm not saying don't focus on revenue, but what I am saying is there's a golden opportunity for you to get ahead of the game when things are already slow. If things in the market are slow, right, I look at that as like, that's my opportunity because the world slowed down, and that's my opportunity to get ahead. Because when everything is slow, everybody is stressed out. Everybody is worried. If you can be the one person that's cool, calm, and collected when things are slow and have a clear mind and say, I need to strategize. I need to focus on this. I need to answer these questions. You're going to set yourself up for a bigger future than your counterparts because you're at a level where you can be relaxed, right? You're living above money. And that's why they say never start a business in survival mode, because if you are in survival mode, it's not going to be pretty for you. So if things were slow and you weren't strategizing over everything, then go grab this workbook right here at swavcircle.com. If things weren't slow, go grab this, right? If things are going good, go grab this. I guarantee you, you're going to pull out some gems from here and you're going to be able to apply it to your business, and your revenue is going to increase, or efficiencies in your operations is going to increase as well, and your mindset is going to elevate, right? So that's some things that you can do to when things are going slow. You really just got to map out everything else, your strategies, your email strategy, your customer journey, the 5-year plan, your product development, system. What's your business model? All these different things are things that you could be focusing on while things are slow. And then when things do pick up back again, you'll already know what you need to do so that can maybe never happen again, or whatever the case may be, right? But don't just be an entrepreneur that only makes money and you don't have a holistic business, okay? So that's what I wanted to say. That's today's topic. Always remember, everything you do in life starts with a vision. Grab your workbook, and I'm going to holler at y'all on the next episode. Peace.